Welcome to Facial Plastics Friday. It's Dr. Brace here, and today I want to answer one of the questions we had in our stories from a few weeks ago, which was how can you lift the face without lifting with a facelift for people who have early signs of aging? And I'll make this really simple. You can't really. If you want to achieve this, you really have to do something surgical, but let's break it down into why. So a lot of people do come in and say, I'm not ready for a facelift, but I just want to do this. Can we just use some filler to do that? And the answer is no, you can't really do that. What filler does is it adds volume. And so when people say liquid facelift, they're talking about putting filler along the cheek here to expand the cheek. And when you expand the cheek, it puts a little bit of a stretch or a pull on the skin. So is it truly lifting? No, it's more stretching. You can stretch your face and have things look lifted or give the appearance of it being lifted, but you're not really changing the plane or the position of the skin significantly. If you put it in your chin, you can pull this forward and help a little marionette line or a jowl look better, or you can fill into that jowl, make it look better, but you're not really lifting it. So what I like to tell people is you can camouflage things with filler, but you can't correct them or fix them with filler. The only way to really lift is to make an incision and to lift. The exception to that would be something like a thread. So if you do put threads into the face and you pull them, you will lift the tissue. But the problem with threads is, one, they're inflammatory, and two, they're not permanent, and three, they cause a lot of scarring. So they're very expensive. You'll get a temporary lift and then it will go away and you'll come back down. And usually with threads, you have to overcorrect. So people tend to spend the first couple weeks looking a little bit crazy, a little bit over pulled, and as they relax, they look good for a few weeks and then they fall back down to where they started. And so I don't think it's a great option for somebody. It costs a lot of money. There's some risks involved with it. You can injure the facial nerve with it. They don't last. So I don't do them, but that's really the only non-surgical way to lift without doing surgery. And I think the only time that makes sense is if you have some sort of event coming up, a photo shoot where you want to look lifted and you did a thread lift and you're okay with spending thousands of dollars on a temporary result, it might make sense there. It's not going to be permanent. What about Profound, or what about Morpheus 8, or what about any of these other microneedling devices? Do they lift? No, they do not lift, but what they do is make your skin more hydrated, thicker, a little bit more elastic, so they can help with fine lines, they can help with a nasolabial fold and with a jowl. But the key there is they can help with it. They will not correct it. They'll make it a little bit better, a little bit tighter, a little bit more smooth, but the only way to actually fight gravity is to release, reposition, and secure the face with a facelift. So that's the answer to the question, can you lift without lifting? No, you can't. You need to lift with the surgery. There are tools you can do to camouflage before surgery, but you really can't lift without surgical intervention. I hope that answers the question. Everyone have a great weekend.